Founded in 1972 by Mr. Fernand Pellerin, Marmen Inc. is a family-owned Canadian business. Subcontractor for original equipment manufacturers. They are specialized in high-precision machining, construction, and mechanical assembly for parts of all dimensions. Marmen offers its services to businesses operating in various marketplaces such as wind power, hydropower, steam and gas turbines, oil and gas production, mining, aviation, nuclear energy, steel, and so on. Reward strategies enhance organizational performance towards employees' advantages and treatments. The concept of offering rewards have been revolutionized by the heightened domestic competition, globalization, increased skill requirements, and new technology. Such strategies are implemented in several types of organization that applies to small and larger organizations. It is imperative for an industry to raise productivity and reduce labor costs. Therefore, Marmen Inc. possesses human resources managers that maintain a balanced work environment within the organization. The Human Resources Department is located in Trois-Rivières, Quebec. Furthermore, the total rewards compensation is a larger concept of just tangible rewards of pay and benefits. It includes both financial and non-financial rewards, though financial rewards are separated into two categories, which are direct and indirect. Direct compensation cover salary, piecework rate, incentive, bonuses, and commissions, while indirect compensation include other benefits such as extended health and dental plan and life assurance coverage. Nonetheless, non-financial rewards contain employee recognition programs, flexible work hours, and numerous programs that provide value to an employee in exchange for their job efforts. For the purpose of this paper, I asked a question to Mr. Hugo Tifo, a 28-year-old machinist at Marmen Inc. According to Mr. Tifo, various incentives are provided such as an entire drug coverage, which remains only $1 per goblet for work. Therefore, reward strategies sustain a significant benefit for both parties, employers and employees. The effects of implementing such strategies allow a company to remain competitive in the labor market, influence employee behaviors, and retain key employees. As a result, it connects employees' performance with organizational goals. Employees must feel harmless and appreciated. For instance, Marmen Inc. can afford one pair of boots and specify earplugs per year to each machinist in exchange of effective job performance and well-done labor. The amount of the equipment goes up to $500 per employee. Consequently, employers put emphasis on employees' contentment. Indirect rewards on behalf of employees to improve the quality of their work and personal lives are called employee benefits. It includes mandatory and voluntary benefits. Mandatory benefits could be restrained by laws or union pressures, while voluntaries remain authorities' decisions. Mandatory laws guarantee employees' assistances such as Canadian Quebec pension plans, employment insurance, workers' compensation insurance, provincial hospital and medical services, and leaves without pay. Otherwise, voluntary benefits include a vast array of options such as health and welfare insurance, pay for time not worked, leaves of absences, wellness programs, employee assistance programs, educational assistance, and childcare and elder care. Wellness programs are one example among others that shows human resources as more employees-oriented. They indicate a new era of delivered services. Excellence Canada delivers annual rewards for making life at work more rewarding and improving employee well-being. Once more, Ceridian Canada has won the award 3 years in a row for having outstanding wellness programs. This company, specialized in payroll support, is rewarded for their technology delivers to the human resources profession and the overall viability of their products. Salary remains a major motivation for employees in the workplace. The control of wages is affected internally and externally by several factors, meaning that a company might not provide the same wages as another implanted in another area for a comparable job. A machinist is a person who uses machine tools to make or modify, primarily metal parts. The general wage of a machinist varies from an area to another. In Quebec, the average wage is around $20 per hour, while in Montreal about $30, which represents a substantial difference of $10 per hour. On one end, internal factors remain within the organization's administration. The managers must be aware of four principal aspects, which are employers' compensation strategy, perceived worth of a job, employees' relative worth, and employers' ability to pay. Marmen Inc. requires different types of jobs to function perfectly. Welders and engineers are also being part of Marmen's team, though involve different skill requirement. Machinists and welders are required to possess a DEP formation of 2 years before performing job. Otherwise, an engineer must go to university and necessitates minimally a BAc, which remains around 3 to 5 years of university level. The major difference between these salaries reflect the actual level of studies, though responsibilities are dissimilar and not equivalent. On the other hand, external factors such as general economy, labor market condition, area wage rates, cost of living, collective bargaining, and legal requirements are separate factors that impel the organization administration as well. Organizations need to be sensitive to business projections. A potential backdrop to a shortage, particularly in key skill area, is conceivable ever since baby boomers' imminent retirement. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics Employment, the registered nursing workforce is the top occupation in terms of job growth through 2020. The projection suggests 495,500 substitutes in the workforce, bringing the total number of job openings for nurses due to growth and replacements to 1.2 million by 2020. In addition, a deficiency of registered nurses is expected to spread across the U.S. between 2009 and 2030, estimated to be more intense in the south and the west of the country. To manage rights is the process of making decisions about how the business is run. It states the employee's right to expect fair treatments from the employer. An employer must assure the right to privacy as well as exercise reasonable care. Reasonable care includes all processes of hiring, training, job assignments, etc. It remains the employer's fault if reasonable care is not performed, meaning he can be held negligent. As a result, such a failure outcomes injury to consumer and employees as well. Otherwise, there are three major employment protection rights that are applicable to employees: statutory rights, contractual rights, and due process. First, the statutory rights are rights that derive from legislation. It protects employees from discrimination, principally age, sex, and race. At that point, Mr. Tifo is protected under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom. Second, the contractual rights are rights that derive from contracts. This function does not apply to Hugo, though Marmen offers likewise contracts are seasonal and student employments. A contract is a legitimate obligatory agreement. If one party breaches the contract, the cause goes to court. Third, the due process represents the right to be heard during a specially disciplinary process. Therefore, if Hugo does not respect the disciplinary model that consists of several phases that must be approved to guarantee that the termination is defensible, he could eventually be discharged. It is the employee's right to a fair treatment. The handling of an employment matter. An employee must know expectations and consequences related to his fault by applying consistent manners of fair discipline, appealing disciplinary actions, and progressive discipline. However, employment rights are not considered as a guarantee since employment is not considered to be permanent. Back to the disciplinary model, the just cause represent the guiding principle that we utilize as a public employer whenever we engage in some form of corrective action or progressive discipline for our employees. Subsequently, supervisors are continuously expected to have just cause when disciplining an employee. Otherwise, a termination without just cause is considered as wrongful and unconstructive according to the laws. An excessive lateness or absenteeism, a theft from the company, or an improper conduct are reflected as simple reason of just cause. Some companies offer services that permit an employee to defend himself. For instance, Marmon offers 90 minutes free on lawyer services to clarify his cause, which depends on the fault as well. An employee may be terminated immediately, depending on the fault. To conclude, Marmon is a company that possesses both recognition and correction programs for employees. The connection of these two types of program reinforces employees' achievement and productivity, principally related to the overall success of the organization.